Okay, so here's an example for a critical path type question. And so let's have a look at what it's saying here. It says the chart shown has been given to operations manager. We've done some stuff. Create a network diagram. Luckily, I've provided one for you. I wasn't going to spend a time because that's not the purpose of this particular video. It's to do a critical path analysis. So complete a forward scan to determine its earliest completion time. So basically, that what I'm after here is the EST, which is this column here. Okay, because we're going to fill that out once we've completed it. Then complete a backward scan identifying critical path. So backward scan, remember, is this part here is LST. So that's that column there. Okay. Now, in a sense, doing the critical path and working at float times is sort of hand in hand. So the float time is going to be in this column here. And remember, the float time, so float, or in some things you'll sometimes see it, slack time, is basically the LST minus the EST. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of these for now because I don't want them there later. Okay, so we'll come back to the table in a moment. So let's actually, for the moment, go through this network. Okay, so I'm going to start here. So this is where I start 0. Now, this is where I do slightly different. I did in the other video. I tend to use just one box like this, and I'll show you how I use it. You can put another box here for the B if you wanted to, and if you had A, B, and C, you do 3 boxes. That's perfectly fine as well. Okay, but this is how I do it. So for this, what I'm doing now, so I start with 0 there. If I'm going for D and E, for either of those to start, I need to finish A. So I'm going to put a 3 there. All right. Same for C. I've got to wait for B to finish, which will give me 4. Now, coming into this vertex here, I've got C and G. So let's just do C for the moment. 4 plus 6 equals 10. We'll come back to G in a moment. So what I'm saying here now is I'm going to have coming from E, so coming into this vertex, I've got 3 plus 4, so 3 from here, plus the 4 from there, I've got 7. Now, if I come in from, so G now is going from here is 7, plus the 2 will give me 9, and because we're doing a forward scan, working at early start time, I'm going to put 10 here. Okay, so coming into I, to start for I, I've got, in this case, F and H. So F's going to give me 7 plus 7 would give me 14. 10 plus 4 would give me 14. So in this case, I can just put 14 there. All right. Coming up to this activity here, or the start of, so starting for J and K, I'm going to have, coming into there, I'm going to have D, this one coming in there, and I. So let's put D and I. So coming in from there, I'm going to have, was it 14 plus 2 would give me 16 coming from I. And for coming in from D, I'm going to have 18 because I'm going to have 3. And 15 would give me 18. Okay, biggest number, I put 18. So now coming into this activity up here, I'm going to have 18 plus 3 would give me 21. So that means coming into our final part, I've got M, whoops, that's not a good M, is it? I'm going to have M, not even, no better. So let's draw M and N. So M, I'm going to have 21 and 2 would give me 23. And for here, I've got, so now I've got 18. So to work out this one, I've got to go 18 from there, from where this part here is, plus the 4 would give me 22. Then I go to come from N. So the finish there is going to be, when N's finished, I'm going to have 25. 22 plus 3 will give me 25. So I'm going to put 25 there. So let's change pens now. Okay, so now I'm going to go 25 here. So I'm going to go 25 minus the 3 would give me 22. Oops, sorry about that. Now I'm going to go 25 minus 2 up here for the coming from the n. Remember, I'm going back that direction. 25 minus 2 from the n would give me 23. Now, what I've also got to do now is on this one here, I've got it. This is where I use the different colored pens. I'm going to go 20. Coming in from K, I've got 22 minus 4 would give me 18. Coming in from J, I'm going to have 23 minus 3, and that will give me 20. So I take the smallest value, so it's going to be the K, so I put 18 there. Now, coming in down here, coming in from I, I'm going to have 18 minus 2 would give me 16. That's coming down to the H, might as well come down there. 16 minus 4 would give me 12. Notice, when I don't have two things coming in, I just write the values that I need to write, so I don't have to stress too much about that. So coming from the opposite direction for D, I'm going to have 18 minus 15, which will give me 3. But remember, for that, what that means is, but I've got D and D coming in. I'm going to have D coming in here. I'm going to have E coming in there. So I'm going to have D and E. So D is going to give me 3. We'll come back to E when we get to it. So from here, from this one here to go up along G, it's going to be 12 minus 2 would give me 10. So I'm going to have coming in from G and from F. Okay, so G is going to give me 10. F is going to give me, so it's 16 minus 7 would be 9. So I'm going to put 9 there. Okay. Then I'm going to go up to here. So coming in from E, 9 minus 4 would give me 5. So therefore I pick the lowest number, 3. From here I've got 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. So I can put there. 6 minus 4 is 2. So now this is the way I go A and B. A is going to give me 3 from here. 3 minus 3 is 0. From here I go 6 minus 4 is 2. So I pick the smallest number, 0. All right. So what we do now, so it's a bit of an involved process if they're reasonably decent sizes. Okay. So what we're looking at, we're going to look at A. Let me highlight the, no, I don't want to highlight them because I want to be able to write in the boxes. Let's actually write them in the colors I've got here. So when we read across for the start of each letter, we just look at the black. We don't worry about anything else. Not so much when we do that sort of backward scan if you want. So let's have a look. Earliest start time for A is 0. Earliest start time for B is 0 because it's referring to that. The earliest start time for D and E is 3, okay, because that's referring to that. So D and E is going to be 3 and 3. The earliest start time for C is going to be 4. So sometimes you have to go back and forth just a little bit. For F, earliest start time for F is going to be 7. The earliest start time for G is going to be 7. It's in the same spot as F, so I can put a 7 there. The earliest start time for H is going to be 10. That one there. Okay, so where we're up to now, we're up to I. So earliest start time for I will be this one here. So it's going to be 14. And the reason you take that bigger one, remember, is because I've got to wait for all activities that are predecessors to finish before I can move on. So J, I've got to assist one here. So it's going to be 18. And the same for K. K is going to be the same. Now M, early start time is going to be 21. And for n, it's going to be 22. Okay. When we do this part of the analysis, we don't have to actually worry about this 25 here. That's when you say that's that earliest completion time part. So that would have been 25. Okay. So let's start in back. So this is where we're going to look at the red. So in the red, we're going to be we're coming back to here. So the earliest, no, so the latest start time that M can occur is 23. And N is, oops, so that's, I got in the wrong order there. I meant to write 23. That's 22. The earliest, the latest start time for K. So latest start time for K, that's where you look at what I've written in this part here. So the latest start time for K is, in this case, is 18. And the latest start time for J, I'm going to yes, is 20. Because that's the numbers I'm looking at there. Latest start time for I is 16, as I've written there. Latest start time for H is going to be 12. Latest start time for G, so this is where I have to look at this bit here, is going to be 10. Latest start time for F is going to be 9. So I put a 9 there. Latest start time for E, this is where I've got to look at this part here and look at for E, it's going to be 5. And for D, it will be 3. And so coming in for A, it's going to be 0. Oh, I haven't done C. C, it's going to be 6. That's that one there. A, it's going to be 0. And for B, it's going to be 3. Okay. So now what we can do is, I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to work out my float. Okay. Latest start time minus earliest start time. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 3 minus 0, 3. 6 minus 4, 2. 0. That's going to be 2, 2, 3. I'm pretty sure that's, if I can't even read my own writing, pretty sure that's 2, 2, 2, 0, 2, 0. Now hopefully that works because it might be my writing which is really bad there. So let's highlight the ones where I've got a float of 0. So that's going to be here, 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 and here. And if you can see that corresponds to A, then corresponds to D, so A, D, then K, and then N. You can actually see that, and let's highlight in a different color, because that's going to have to be here, because you got the 25 there, you got that there. That you just by looking at it, you can see that the float times are there, and so that's where I'm looking at A, D, K, K, and N. Okay, so I've identified a critical path. We said it's A, D, K, N. We've completed that backwards scan, so we've done all that. So that's we've done all that question in that way. Okay, so the more practice you do on these, the better. But yes, they can take a while, especially you've got to get some practice. Okay, all right, thank you. Bye.